Hey world, how y'all doing? This is Tyrell Brown, the co-founder of the Struggle Before Success movement. It all started right here, in the 410, Baltimore, Maryland. I started off living with my mom. My mom and dad were co-parenting, but I pretty much lived with my mom for the most part of my life. My mom was a CNA, GNA, and my mom used to work 15-hour shifts for the most part, sometimes 5 or 6 days a week. My dad was a sanitation worker is the correct term that you call it, who worked for the city of Baltimore. He's actually been with the city of Baltimore for over 25 years now. So I didn't really grow up in a background of people being wealthy or rich at all. I actually watched my mom and dad, struggle, more so live paycheck to paycheck to try to make ends meet. And that's just more so, how everything started for me. Watching my dad, he had little side hustles that he would start up. My father used to go to New York every single weekend to buy like CDs, DVDs, clothes, baby fat sweatsuits, Son John for the people who know what that is. A lot of the new millennials won't even know what that is, but he used to buy all that stuff wholesale, and he used to come back, more so and sell it retail. And I never forget one day my father fell out, lifting up a box of CDs or something like that in the house, pinched a nerve in his back, and that was more so the end of his business. My mom, she was more so a buy and hold investor who used to buy, rental properties at auctions and try to put her own cash into them and fix them up and things like that. But what also happened with that is that, it wasn't enough money to go around and more so keep the houses up and running. Of course, with Baltimore City codes and different rules and things like that, slowly but surely, a lot of the houses that she had just, started being non-cash flowing. So I watched my parents try to be entrepreneurs and, want to be business owners and want to create a legacy, but it was just something that they never were able to, to more so make happen. And of course, by them having a child, my dad had me and my sister. My mom I'm the only child. And then fast forward to today, I have a daughter. My daughter was born on December the 28th, 2015, and that absolutely changed my life because I really just, after having my daughter, it just made me realize how much life wasn't really about me anymore, and how I really wanted to create a legacy for her. I remember when I was growing up, I wanted to be an NBA player, but there were 5-star basketball camps and things that I wanted to go to that my parents really couldn't afford. But I know that for my daughter, I want to be able to afford those things. I want to be able to send her to whatever camps, whatever, practices, whatever she wants to do, whatever dream she has. I want to be able to afford that. And so that's just been like the driving motivation behind who I am today, is definitely having a child, wanting to take care of my mom, wanting to make sure my dad is good. I have a sister. I just have family. I got a little cousin too. My little cousin, he, big in basketball right now as well. But at the same time, I just want to be able to be a rock for my family, and that's really what motivates me every single day to keep pushing and working and grinding every single day, because I know that it's not going to come easy. And anytime that you have a big dream of taking care of your family or being the picture over the fireplace for generations to come, it's definitely not going to happen. More so working for someone else, and it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be, something that just happens overnight. So yeah, that's just where it all started, man. Baltimore, Maryland. I grew up literally right down the street on East 30th Street. The neighborhood, the block is called the J30. Mom tried to keep me from being outside. She tried to keep me in a lot of positive things, but nevertheless, man, when you grow up in an environment, you can either choose to become a product of your environment, or you can choose to do something different and get something different. And so got to Morgan State, graduated high school, didn't really know what I wanted to do. Got to Morgan State University, and I was just like, man, I don't know what I want to do. Took accounting as a major, and I hated it. It sucked. I didn't like accounting at all, and I just didn't like the whole, the whole college thing. I remember in high school, the only reason that I really kept my grades good is because of basketball. But when I got to college, I wasn't playing basketball anymore, and I was a lost young man. I was smoking a lot of weed, chasing a lot of women, just doing the things that an 18, 19, 20-year-old would do, coming from the city of Baltimore, and was just lost. Started working a job. I was working about 70 hours a week because I always was ambitious. I was about my money, and for me, 70 hours a week would equate to somewhere around $1,100 or $1,200 every 2 weeks. But what I realized too is that as I was working 70 hours a week, I started realizing that the government was taking $500 every single check. And I was just like, wow, man, that's a lot of money. And I got introduced to an opportunity that could change my family's future forever. And it was just the ability to be able to get paid on gas and electricity, to get paid like Verizon and Sprint, to get paid more so like Fortune 500 companies. And me being from Baltimore, I never know of any opportunity where you can get paid, just like Fortune 500 companies. I never know of a situation where you could own your own business and get trained and get coached by multimillionaires on how to be able to run your own business. So I got excited about the concept because I was going to school every single day, listening to people that made 30 and 40 and 50 grand a year, realizing that if I listened to those people, I would end up in their same shoes. So when I got surrounded by millionaires and I was able to change my circle and I started listening to people that had the things that I wanted in my life, everything literally just changed for me. I stopped wearing my pants down, off my tail. I stopped, just being the product of my environment. It made me realize that if I wanted to be successful, I had to practice more so the rules of success. I had to dress like I was successful. I had to think like I was a successful person. So I had to really just change my entire mindset. And I just realized that where I was going at the age of 21, 22 years old was not going to take me where I wanted to go. And I realized that if I wanted to get something different in my life, that I had to do something different. So I absolutely grabbed the opportunity to, become a business owner, to become an entrepreneur, to take the risk and to take everything that kind of comes along with that. Because, as I said earlier, I watched my mom and dad go to work every single day, and I seen the cars that they had, the houses that they lived in. I seen the struggles that I had just as a growing up, teenager or kid, and that's just not something that I wanted for my life. And your parents always tell you, hey, you're supposed to do better than me. So I just seen it as an opportunity to actually just do better than my parents did. And that's why I kind of took the opportunity to run and just to do something different. And so for me, fast forward to today, I do some real estate investing as well. I got involved with that because I met someone by networking, which I would definitely encourage anybody who's a millennial or anybody who's growing up or coming up, that your network definitely determines your net worth. And I know a lot of people make that statement, but that literally is like facts. Because at the end of the day, if you don't have a network of people who are not only driving the cars that you want or making the money that you want, but have the success that you want, then you're probably going to be like the average of the 5 people that you hang around. So I just wanted to change my circle because I knew that the circle of success would basically help me or influence me to do the better things that I wanted to do in my life, rather than not doing the things that I wanted to do in my life. And that's just more so how everything started for me, in a nutshell. How it all started was I got started business 2014, and one of my personal mentors, or somebody that I personally was working with, just decided to go another way, to do something different with their life. And I always wanted to create a brand or create a movement of people in Baltimore that don't have to be NFL players, that don't have to be NBA players. You don't have to rap, you don't have to be an actor, but you can still be successful, you can still have an impact. And I think what was important for me was just realizing that, that God had already given me the ability to be a leader and to be a person that could lead a trail or make a path when there is no way. So the struggle for success literally just speaks upon my life. I've struggled all the way up until this point. And even now, though I've, ascertained certain heights in life, there's definitely so much more that I want to accomplish, and so much more that I'm not even done yet. And I realized that, you're only as good as your team. And so that was big for me. It was big to be able to, to be a mentor, but to also have an impact on other people's lives, to offer opportunities to other people that they can, take care of their families and things like that. And I never forget when I first got started, I called all my homeboys. I called everybody that I used to run with every single day. And even though some of them didn't, see the same vision that I had for my life and things like that, it just made sense to me that just because my initial circle didn't always see my vision, it didn't mean that other people wouldn't. And so one thing that I realized is that you can make millions of dollars. You can be very successful if you just get past your family and friends. If you can literally just get past your circle, man, your family, your friends, the people that you grew up with, if you can get past that, you can literally change your life. You can do anything. You can accomplish anything. Because it's usually the people that love you the most that, want to see you succeed, but they don't want to see you do better than them. And that was big for me, just realizing that I still have love for all my friends, though. I still hang out with a lot of them, from time to time. I still keep track of, their success time to time, but at the same time, based upon where I wanted to go and what I wanted to do with my life, man, I knew that I had to surround myself with people that just wanted the same goals and that wanted the same dreams. And a lot of times you think that the people that you run with today have the same dreams and goals that you had, but, until you decide to do something different and, to say that you want something different, you'll really see who really has the same dreams and goals. Because a lot of people say they really support you and they have your back until it's time to really support you and have your back. And so that's really, been big for me. But building a team and just being able to hang with the people I hang with now, people from all different backgrounds, whether they be from the Virgin Islands, some people being from, Waldorf, Maryland, some people being from, Baltimore, Maryland. It just depends. Montgomery County, PG County, multiple different states, multiple different countries. So it's amazing, man, to just be able to meet people from all different types of walks of life in different countries, different backgrounds, different religions and creeds and races, and to have one common thing. To have one thing in common is just the fact that they want to take care of their families and they want to create legacies and create financial future and financial freedom. That's pretty much been the biggest thing for me.